Team SNG Patreon profile. This is the second one we've got on the channel. Today we are bringing back another heavy favorite from the same regionals as Chris Chulo. This is Matt Eales. He's going to be talking to us today about his deck. No spoilers, guys. We're going to let him tell you. If you would like to be like Matt and have your deck featured on the channel, check out the Patreon. Links down below. On top of that, while I got your attention real quick, don't forget to leave us a like, leave us a comment, and leave us a subscribe. Alright, and I'm going to hand it over to Matt. He's going to tell us all about his deck, and then he's going to give us a breakdown card by card of what he has in here. So, Matt, take it away.
Hello there. So, yes, today I'll be actually presenting you Eales, a very old archetype. It was like a couple of years ago they were first released, but yeah, they literally just got power crept, and near enough they just went into backlogs for a long time. But now, with the new support that came out through Phantom Rage, they've near enough gone to rogue capabilities. Like, mostly because of this one of our first cards, UA Play Manager is a beautiful card for UA, because whenever you special summon or normal summon in UA, he instantly special summons himself. And then when he's summoned onto the field, he can either do a targeted pop, or he can do a Dark Ruler No More blanket negate on field, which just helps you just pick off specific cards or just completely nullifies your opponent's board. So if you got like a facing down Gem Magi who's like 8k, you can special summon him in effect to negate into the whole board, and he's on 0. And then you got Juggernaut Dunker, who is basically the main beat stick of the deck, who basically be able to special summon it, basically do piercing damage and near enough pop a card whenever he does damage to your opponent, which is very nice for clearing up boards in OTK. Next one is Blockbacker, and he's near enough just a negate and change battle position for whenever your opponent special summons a monster. Just remember, all of these effects are non-once per turns. So basically you can have multiple Blockbacker on the field, and he can just negate any special summons your opponent does. Only once per turn, but it's a soft once per turn. Then we've got Marty Slugger, who was basically a massive playmaker in the deck when it was first released, near enough. Because when you special summon him and he attacked, he was usually at 2/8, and you couldn't interact with him at all until the end of the damage step. So you couldn't do, Forbidden Lance or Forbidden Chalice. So yeah, he's near enough just, he's kind of moved back because of Dunker, but he's still mainly used in the deck. And then you have my perfect Ace, who's near enough the main negate of the deck, because he can basically blanket negate anything. And my UA deck is more based on control than OTKing, even though the deck can OTK like hell if it needs to be. Because I run 3 penalty box, you can easily discard that off of perfect Ace to negate the effect, to negate the activation of a card or effect, and to pop it. So very nice. And also it's non-once per turn, so basically through a card like Label Spiker or Midfielder, you can bounce a monster back. Well, if you shuffle a monster from your hand into the deck and then special summon him onto the board, you still got one more summon. But let's go to Spiker, because I just said the effect near enough. It's basically a quick effect during your opponent's turn, main phase really. You can shuffle 1 level 5 or higher UA from your hand into the deck, and then you special summon 1 UA from the deck with a different name, which is usually shuffled in Play Manager, but you can also shuffle in other, like Marty Slugger or Juggernaut, which it may be bricking your hand to special summon down to the field. And the nice thing about Spiker is that it actually balances itself as well on the summon of the monster you special summon through its effect. And then you got Midfielder, the main playmaker of the deck, near enough, for so many years. Basically, just once per turn, during each player's turn, you can bounce 1 other UA monster you control, bounce back the hand, special summon another UA from your hand with a different name, which is usually player manager, but he's also very nice for when you're OTKing. And we also played a generic rotor because it's near enough. Most of these are, basically all of them are warriors. You play the Foolish Burial Goods for the penalty box, which I will discuss later. Then we've got UA Signing Deal. UA Signing Deal is a very, very nice card because it allows you to special summon UAs from the deck, but they're effect negated, and they cannot be used for sync or exceed material, and you do lose life points equal to its level times 300, but the fact is it gets a body on board for you to allow to special summon UA from hand. So basically, if you open up with like a player manager, Marty Slugger, and a perfect ace, but you don't have any level 4s, and you got UA Stadium, and you've got Signing Deal in hand, you can activate Signing Deal, special summon a midfielder or spiker, and then you just bounce Spike up the monster level 4 back from the field to your hand, special summon the perfect ace or the slugger from your hand onto the field. So you've got level 4 you can normal summon to get pop off with UA Stadium. And then you've got 3 Power of Extravagance because we don't really need to use extra deck in this deck really. It's all main deck monsters. It's mostly don't really use the extra deck. Only for overlet, exceed materials and links if need to be. Then we've got the 1 Terraforming, which is just to search out both Hyper Stadium and Normal Stadium. Then we've got one of the newest and brilliant cards of the deck, which has a very, very spicy control ways to play around against extra decks. UA Turnover Tactics. It is as a quick play spell card that if you control 2 or more UA monsters with different names, you can activate this card. So you can shuffle as many monsters on the field into the deck, and then you can special summon UA monsters from your deck with different names from each other, up to another number of monsters that you shuffled into the main deck. And they cannot attack, of course. And then your opponent can special summon monsters that are special summon from their deck up to the number of monsters they shuffled into their main deck. So basically, if their opponent has like a normal Yu-Gi-Oh board today, there's near enough like extra deck monsters like Borlo, Savage, Dragoon, stuff like that. You can just activate this. They'll probably say, not about it. Just shuffle in everything into the deck and back into my extra deck, and then I can just special summon from deck. No, because it specifies the main deck, it has this. If they shuffle all their monsters on the field where the main extra deck monster gets shuffled into the extra deck, so they can't special anything from the main deck, which is a very nice interaction and allows you to set up a good blanket and gate. And you got Hyper Stadium, which is also classed as a FA card because of athletes. It allows you to add 1 UA or FA monster from your deck to your hand, and if you have a UA field spell in hand,
you can add UA or an FA monster from your deck, or you can add a UA Stadium from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah. And then you reveal the field spell, pay 1,000, and normal summon, get an additional normal summon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is basically in UA, it just means double search. Because of UA Stadium, whenever you normal summon a UA monster, you can add 1 UA monster to hand, which allows you to actually set up a good, nice control board of, which is normally Perfect Ace and Blockbacker.
That was the biggest problem in the old days, wasn't it? That you couldn't get multiple UAs on the board in one go, whereas without getting UA Stadium, but now you got Hyper Stadium, it's easier to get those 2 UAs because you search out UA Stadium, reveal UA Stadium, and then you activate UA Stadium. That gives you an additional normal summon and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then once per turn, if you special summon a UA to your side of the field, all monsters you control gains 500. And that's a permanent 500 for the turn, even if this card leaves the field. So basically, you can get Blockbacker, who's at 16, you can get up to at least 26 or 3-1 within a few bounces or special summons of UAs. And then I've got 3 infinite permanents because hand traps, because you can't really live in this meta without a hand trap. And then you got 3 UA penalty box, which is mostly used for its second effect, but its first effect is at the start of damage step. If a UA monster battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that monster until your opponent's second main phase. But we mostly use it for the last effect of when it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard to add a UA spell from your deck to hand, and that's usually used to get either UA Hyper Stadium, UA Stadium, or Turnover Tactics if needed. But yes, moving over to the extra deck, we've got 2 Mechaburs, which is part of a spicy tech because of, if you read the Nova Dragons, which when is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 machine fusion monster from the extra deck. So that allows you to cheat out a Mechabur if you go up against anything like Dog Magata or the Thunder Monarch. So you can easily cheat out a Mechabur. But I've also been running 2 copies of Entest because Dog Magata. Then I've got 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Babushka, 1 Exoton Knight, and 1 Gigant Cowboy for the rank 4 toolbox. So yeah, so it allows us to do Cowboy for game if need be, because we can just special summon monsters. We can literally make rank 4s quite easily now with 2 level 4s now. Then we also got the 1 access code, which we barely get into. It's mostly there for if we do extra deck plays, and you got Unicorn as well, Phoenix and Cerberus if we need any extra, spell trap or monster removal. But yes, that's the most of the deck. It goes up to 43 cards, and overall it plays well. It gets rid of it. Not many people see it coming, but also the fact is it's able to generate a lot of advantage quite quickly, and it can just pop off if you're not expecting it, when you're not expecting it near enough.
It looks to me like you've built it for going first, but you're side to go second. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, because of mostly the deck can go both first and second near enough. But because of this meta, it's mostly built up to be going first and second.
Yeah, just because your side deck is going second power cards mostly, which makes me think that. What's your favorite interaction you got with the deck?
Oh, my favorite interaction with the deck would have to be its interaction with Turnover Tactics. I've actually said this before when I was talking about it, but the fact is that even for big experience in playbaker boards, it can literally turn a game on its head near enough.
Right.
Because they could set up like a 3 negate board with like a ding or something on the board and be able to completely take you out. But you can when you just get 2 monsters on the board and you just activate, and you'd be able to play around, their negates, you can just activate Turnover Tactics and completely change up the game right there.
Right, because like the extra, as you say, the extra deck monsters all go back to the extra deck, and so they don't gain any advantage off of Turnover Tactics.
Yes, because Turnover Tactics specifies the main deck rather than the extra deck. Anything shuffled into the deck, really.
At this point, I'm going to say thank you, Matt. This has been great. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you guys would like to be like Matt and be sitting in his seat showing your deck off, make sure to check out the Patreon. Links down below. And at this point, I think all I can say is thanks for watching. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next video.